All right, we are live from, well, we'll be starting in Portugal in Supercarts tonight, but it is race 12 here for Formula 1, 2, and 3 here in the United States.
Yep, here we go. Fourth to last race for everybody.
Yeah, it's definitely coming down. We're final week next week. Gonna be interesting to see, obviously, some of the battles in Formula 1 and 2, well, and 3 for that matter, shape up in terms of drivers. Obviously, you know most about Ferrari here and where you guys are sitting and everything. That Formula 1 is mighty strong for you guys. So we're gonna see how those fights mainly play out there in the lower tiers these next few races.
Yeah, and we'll see. I think teams have good chances to catch up. I know the last couple of races are some stats that at least my driver isn't too incredible at. Hopefully Bahrain I can get a good amount of points again. But we'll see how it all finishes.
Absolutely. But I'm not going to delay too much here, and we'll get right into Supercard here. All right, so with that qualifying, we're going to see Martin on the pole. Martin also won here at Qatar this last race, and so they're going to be starting on the pole. Other notable user drivers is Duhamel, who's going to be starting in 9th for VW IBM, and then Mini Driver down there in 14th for Hot Wheels Racing.
Yeah, quite a split in the field from where our real drivers are. See if Martin's able to hold on to this one, or if any of the AI drivers can take it away. And as we say that, 4 of them passed him at the start. So he's got to work his way back up. Hopefully not take too much damage like one of those drivers seems to have. But you really don't want to have to pit in this kind of race. Say that he's already taken the lead and has already built quite the gap.
And as for the other drivers, we have Duhamel right now fighting for 7th, 8th, and 9th, and then Mini Driver down there in 12th.
Someone moves here. I believe they had to pit the bottom driver, so they're already like 3 seconds behind. So you definitely don't want to have to pit. Martin's hitting the fastest lap there. Well, unfortunately, it looks like one of our drivers, the user drivers, Duhamel, there was another driver who had to pit. You see that pushed him all the way down there to 17th. Now up to 16th.
Martin's definitely got a race going here with Maslov, the AI. In this part of the track, Maslov seems to be able to recapture the lead, and then Martin usually takes it back and entering into turns 1 and 2.
Yeah, he's not quite able to create the gap. He needs to get away with this one. Oh, Martin's getting bullied now, and he's taking quite a bit of damage. He might hit here, and that would really ruin his
Yeah,
chance at that winner, even a
it
decent amount
definitely
of points.
would. And I mean that could essentially hurt a little bit of the points aspect of it. Oh,
He,
staying up.
he is going to stay out. If he can stay out of trouble the rest of the race, he could still be in it for a podium, maybe the win, but I don't know if he could cleanly get through 3 drivers. Looks like we have our 2 other user drivers in 10th and 11th fighting each other for the final point. We'll see if the slightly fresher Duhamel can pass driver.
Driver just trying to exist right now with that damage and tires being worn down.
Yep, they're all over the place on the track. Martin is able to get himself up into a podium position here on this last lap. We'll see if he can hold it.
From the AI standpoint, that's a pretty nice fight there for the win as well.
All right, Martin will be able to hold out the AI and get the win. It looks like Duhamel's fighting for who just barely out of the points there in 11th. And driver will finish 14th, I believe. Yeah, so solid podium there for Martin.
Yep, Martin with the 3rd, and he will actually, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, he will clear Duhamel of the points lead for SK. So as for user drivers, Martin's finishing 3rd with Maladra, and then we have Duhamel in 11th for VW IBM Racing, and driver in 14th.
All right, and up next we have the Formula 3, which if I pull up the standings, lady driver is currently our championship leader, followed closely, only 2 points in front of Chester Curd. And then Tess Simmers in 4th, and Tess Simmers in 3rd, Muller's in 4th. So these final races, we'll see which of those 4, because there's a pretty good gap to, it's like a 30-point gap down to 5th. So any of those top 4 really have a chance if they can get a win here.
Yeah, they really do. The one I think that's going to be struggling this one's going to be Curd. Curd really doesn't have anything into focus. So, the goal for them is really going to be is can they get a point to minimize the damage at the track. So it'll be interesting to see that one. But yeah, I'm all set here, so we can definitely get right into qualifying.
And there's a nice tight pack there at the front. I can barely tell who's leading it. I think it's Johnson.
It really is. This could be a pretty tight pack here. Yeah, look at that.
Looks like Coast used a a nice burst of DRS there at the end to get the pole position.
Yep. Both the Ferrari boys there sitting at 1 and 3.
Yeah, no, that's good. And then we have Johnson there at second. And Splits is our finishes up our second row.
And then we will follow with Simmer there of VW IBM Racing in 5th, Pilgrim in 6th, and Hellick in 7th, Savage of McLaren in 8th, Alexander in 9th of Maple Stroop, and I Go Quick in 10th. In the back half, we're going to have the pair of Hot Wheels cars in 11th and 12th with Driver and Von Salinar, Fox in 13th, Muller in 14th, Mamiya in 15th, Pablo in 16th with Azolans squeezed between the two Hendricks Motorsports cars with Bushlight in 18th. Bringing up the last row is going to be Kurd and Carlin.
Yeah, so I think Simmer there, if you go back to the top 10, Simmer there in 5th is the only one in that top 4 who top 4 in the championship who qualified in the top 10.
Yeah, I mean this is going to be his race to try and take this lead and create the distance if he can work his way up into a podium finish. Other than that, I mean, it's pretty crazy. I mean, you go down all the way to 14th, and the top 13 are all within a second of each other. And I know that that's, a decent gap when you're talking lap to lap, but you also don't know when it comes to, who used DRS when and everything like that. But as we know, it's always better to start out in front to avoid the carnage, essentially, of entering any of these tight corners. Without further ado, though, we will hop right into the race.
Good getaway by Toast, keeps the lead.
That mid pack there, jeez.
Yeah, quite a bit of 2 wides, 3 wides through that section. Looks like we had Splits past Mouse on the first lap, and looks like Pilgrim and Simmer are also getting past him now. Which is weird. He's on those softs, so he must not be working too well for him.
Oh, that was a nice pass there by Johnson. Couldn't pick up Splits yet, but almost snuck by to pass both of them for the lead.
Yep. Can Toast get him on the outside here? He can. A lot of DRS there.
Just a nice back and forth battle right now. I mean, in essence, these top 5 drivers here are all within, a DRS range to pop right back into the leader battle.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting seeing how and where teams will use their boost. To use it on the straight, try and pass someone, to stay in front of someone. Where I've seen a lot of drivers use it just on the as a corner's coming up to kind of do a deep dive. Lunge on someone to get past him into the corner. But Johnson is our...
Both McLarens there going into the pits.
Yeah, and they're going to come out down in 9th and 10th. So we'll see what strategy they have in mind.
No, they should...
They're going to another set of mediums, or do a set of mediums. I think those mediums might be able to last them to the end of the race.
It should. I mean, had they have gone one more lap, they definitely would have, at least to the point of not killing your lap times.
Yeah, so these pitters now should definitely be able to make it there at the end with 1 lap fresher.
Yeah, and you're seeing almost everybody flipping over to mediums here. So it'll be curious to see if the hards, the guys on the hards here, will change over to softs in the next few laps.
I definitely think the ones on hards will stay out a little longer, maybe to lap 10 or so. That's when I'm guessing they would come in. So I don't think the softs can go quite the 7, 8 laps.
I mean, right now, Toast and Johnson there going in was a good call, because Simmer and Pilgrim still have to pit here, and they're going to lose some ground here going in.
Yeah, Simmer's pitting now, and what is he going to go on? I don't think he can go on to softs unless he does a double stop. He is going to go on to softs, so we will see if the either A, they can go long enough, which actually I guess now on to lap 9, I think they can.
Yeah, so durability is about 5 to 8 laps.
Okay, so not that much durability difference between the softs and the mediums. Only about 1 or 2 more laps. But those 1 or 2 laps could be crucial if you have a really worn pair of softs.
Absolutely.
They do absolutely nothing.
So yeah, Pilgrim and Simmer both here were the two that came in on mediums there a lap ago and took softs.
And he isn't gaining the immense ground. I think they would need to do a 2-stop, so they're almost have to push it. But I don't know if the benefit of the soft, the grippier softs, is going to last long enough to get them to the front.
Yeah, I have to agree with you on that one. Pilgrim's not really picking up the ground that they're going to need if they're going to compete for this win. At this point, it's just trying to fight to get to the podium right now. We all see Johnson going in, and they're going to come out on softs.
Okay, that'll be interesting. They have essentially 3 laps to get as much life out of those softs. Yep. I wonder if Toast does the same here.
And that's exactly what I'm thinking. Nope. So they're going to stay out this race. I don't foresee them coming into the pits at all at this point.
Yeah, they did go 1 lap longer than Johnson. We've got this 3-way fight here for the 3rd podium spot. Almost going 3 wide there to that corner. And Johnson will pass them going into this, and actually catch up to Splits going into this final lap. I don't think it's going to be enough to catch back up to Toast. But I do think he got the fastest lap out of that, as well as getting back up in the second. So yep. It did work out for him. Oh, and there we have Lady Driver, just 1 spot out of the points. I'm sure she would have loved to have gotten at least 1 point here to keep her. As she is currently leading the championship. Let's see, how did everyone else up there do? So yeah, Toast takes the win here for Ferrari, followed by Johnson, who did get the fastest lap. And Splits is our 3rd podium finisher. In 4th, we have Pilgrim. In 5th and 6th, we have the Volkswagen IBM racing duo of Angelic and Simmer. Fox there in 7th, Savage 8th, Mouse 9th, and Alexander 10th. Again, Lady Driver just outside the points in 11th, followed by her teammate Von Salinar. Mamiya there in 13th, I Go Quick in 14th, Oslands in 15th, Muller 16th, Bushlight 17th, 18th is Kurd, and the back of the grid is Pablo in 19th and Carlin in the 20th.
So with that, Simmer will tie Lady Driver there for the points lead.
We'll tie. So yeah, if Lady Driver could have gotten that 10th place, gotten that 1 point, she would have held sole possession of the lead. But now we are tied. Yeah, again, Simmer the only one getting points there from the from the top four. So a great result from him. Probably would have liked to beat his teammate, but maybe he was asking for those team orders, but they just didn't come through.
Yep, exactly. So in saying that, I'm going to get Formula 2 set up if you wanted to sort of look at points a little bit, and it should only take me a minute here.
Yeah, let's pull up the Formula 2. So as we know, Formula 2 is currently being dominated by the McLaren driver of Late for Bingo at 169 points. And second is Popcat for Ferrari at 125. And Jackson Sile is third at 102. Those are our 3 drivers that have crossed the 100-point mark. And fourth is Venegas, fifth Vanderbijzen, and Zane currently in 6th, but I believe he will drop down to 8th after the penalty he received, if my math is correct.
Yes, and for those who haven't been on Discord today, we did deduct 10 points from both Steve and a Ferrari for essentially attributes that TPE was applied that it was just over applied. And it's one thing I was going to address here in saying that it really is, it lands on a bunch of people, and we didn't want to assess too heavy of a punishment when with the league being in its first year. There aren't many stopgaps that light up when somebody does something wrong, and so it's sort of it falls back on my plate that it's something that should have been checked, it wasn't checked, and it is what it is. I know Steve, Ferrari, you guys will definitely bounce back from it. It's not going to stop your guys' momentum at all.
No, definitely not. But yeah, we're just going to look forward to this race and hopefully they get as many points as they can here in USA.
Yeah, and I know for myself and Sile, this is our worst track, so it's going to be awesome.
Oh, yeah. Looks like we have Canders currently leading the pack. And Canders will take pole position. So a 1-2 here for Aston Martin as Canders leads Utah in the front row, followed by Maldonado in 3rd and Andrews, then Vanderbijzen in 5th, Gordon Jr. in 6th, our championship leader Bingo in 7th, and Ray, DePaulo, and Dakari finish our top 10. And then Miller is in 11th, Popcat, our 2nd place driver in the championship, is 12th. Venegas is 13th, followed by Albano, Steve, Dadley, and Wong. And then Toth, Sile, and Bergen wrap up our grid.
All right. So it'll be interesting to see here how some of the championship contenders can maybe snag some points. Obviously, Bingo qualifying down there in 7th is going to be right in the middle of the pack. So there's going to always be that fear of too much damage in the early pit to sort of stem what could be of that race. And then you have both Popcat and Sile in the back half of the group.
Yeah, so it could. If it stays the same, Bingo would put again even more points on his lead. But there are a couple drivers. Let's see, where is Vanderbijzen has a good chance to potentially get into this championship fight, or at least move up there, as they're currently in 5th at 83 points. So if no one else scored points, they could cut that lead quite a bit here with 4 races to go.
Absolutely. All right, so we are going to get the lights out here.
Some interesting tire choices. Kander starting on the hards, and Vanderbijzen there is one of the few on the softs.
So yeah, with those hards, they'll definitely be able to do just the one stop, as long as the damage doesn't eat into them.
Looks like Andrews is going to take the lead from Kanders going into this second lap. Vanderbijzen as well is going to pass Kanders. Same with Maldonado.
Those softs are really helping Vanderbijzen right now navigate those corners. And Popcat there is already up to 8th as well.
Yeah, he's one of the few drivers who elected to start on the softs. Though Kanders is staying in it. He's back up into 2nd. There's a nice tight group there for first through 5th. So hopefully they don't all bumper cars each other in the pits too early.
Yeah, they're getting awfully close right there to having a bit too much damage.
Yeah, I think Kanders has taken the most so far.
I mean, if there's anybody that had the best play there, it was Bingo sort of dropping back a little bit and avoiding that additional damage of fighting with him.
Especially with being on those hards.
Yeah.
Vanderbijzen having to pit here on the softs wouldn't be the end of the world for him.
Yep.
He just used them, he got to the front. He was already planning on pitting early. But yeah, if Kanders had to pit here, that would really throw off their strategy.
Yeah, I think we'll see Kanders unfortunately come in after that last contact.
Yep, there it is.
That's unfortunate.
How they react.
Yeah, and Utah also in the beginning. So those Aston Martins qualifying on the front row, both of them unfortunately faced some damage there.
Oh, and yeah, Utah must have faced it pretty early if he's down in 16th now. But Vanderbijzen holding on to the lead for now, though Bingo right behind him on those hards. As all these other tires are wearing out, those hards are going to stay strong. Though he is taking some damage from both Andrews and Vanderbijzen. I wouldn't be surprised to see maybe Bingo pit here. And he does, and he almost pushes Vanderbijzen into the pits with him.
Almost for a forced stop.
Yeah. Though again, I think I will see Vanderbijzen pit here in the next lap or two. He does. I have seen Vanderbijzen boost into the corners a couple times, going way too far out on the.
Yeah, once he hits that sand, that's where that speed really starts clocking down. There, now we're
Yep, here Vanderbijzen comes to pit. Maldonado almost did, and then changed his mind. Looks like Kanders went back onto another set of hards, so I still think he'll have to pit again. But trying to go hard, and he's already caught up to the leaders here, so that pit stop for damage isn't going to cost him too much.
And it looks like Utah's already been battling back as well as they approach back to 10th.
Yeah, so Maldonado here is our only front runner who is yet to pit, as Kanders is closing the gap on him. Though I think he will soon on these mediums. He's swerving all over the place.
Yeah, I have to imagine he's probably going to come in this lap here. Yep.
And Kanders will retake the lead of the race. So yeah, currently our race is Kanders, followed by Bingo, followed by Vanderbyson, right behind Bingo there. Bingo going for the softs as the second set of tire. So he's definitely going to have to stop again. We'll see if he can go soft to soft. I think he definitely can with how the life on those tires look. The Vanderbyson on those hards is still giving him quite the fight. As they trade that second place back and forth here.
Yeah, that was a nice move Vanderbyson had there in letting him fly by and then trying to take the inside on the next corner.
Yep, and we've got Andrews and Maldonado there fighting for 4th and 5th. And then a decent gap back to Venegas and Ray. And then Tapalo, Miller, and Popcat are our current point finishers. I think I'm having whatever issue Zoom is having where it's starting to stutter.
We have about 9 laps to go here. Kanders on his hards. Still, those are starting to work their way down. I have to imagine that Bingo might be coming into the pits here soon.
Yeah, and I can see Kanders and Vanderbyson also pitting. Based on how those hards are looking, I could see either way. And yet, here comes Bingo, likely to strap on another set of softs to the end. And yeah, it looks like it will be another set of softs. So if Kanders and Vanderbyson stay out, it'll be interesting to see if Bingo can work his way back up from 5th.
See, now, if it was my call here, I would send Kanders and Vanderbyson in for softs right now. But that is not going to happen.
You know, they value the track position too much. They don't know what one would do. Say Bingo's made his way up to 4th now. Now he's working on closing the gap to Maldonado. With 6 laps remaining here. Yeah, those hard tires, especially on Kanders, are not looking like they're going to be too strong towards the end of the race. Let's see how good are Vanderbyson's looking. A little better. But yeah, Maldonado and Bingo and Andrews are all catching up to them now. I definitely think it would have been better for them, like you said, to pit 2-3 laps ago.
Yeah. I mean, and perhaps at this point, I would try and get in now, even if obviously giving up that position, at least he'd get you. There you go.
Yep,
it's going to get Kanders some good laps on some softs here to close out the race.
But Vanderbyson, I think, is going to try and stick it out to the end. we'll see if he can hold on to likely just the podium. I don't see him holding off Maldonado as Bingo passes him for another 4 laps.
Yeah, and here comes Canders real quick. So Canders already is caught up to Maldonado, and it's basically going to be a 3-way fight there.
Yep, and Canders gets past Vanderbyson to reclaim second. Now we'll see if he can catch Bingo.
Is about a 1.5 seconds back variable, just going back and forth, it seems there.
With 2 laps remaining, yeah. Coming into our last lap there, about 0.5 second separating the 2.
Yeah, you can tell the tires, they are definitely gone on Bingo.
Oh, and Canders goes by. Can Bingo get him back into the straight on the corner? I don't think so. I think the fresher tires of Canders is just too much.
Yeah, that difference of tires there is drastically helping Canders right now.
Yeah, though it does look like Vanderbyson is holding off Maldonado, who seems to have taken quite a bit of damage.
Wow.
And Andrews actually is going to come back and take 4th from Maldonado.
I mean, Bingo there, they came back right on that last straight using all the DRS they had.
Yeah, only 0.22 seconds difference at the end. Big group of cars here fighting for not last. And so yeah, Canders will get the win here in USA. And Bingo, our championship leader, gets second. Another good amount of points for him, really putting it out of reach from anyone else right now, as he's just like consistently scoring points. And Vanderbyson does a good job to hold off Maldonado and Andrews for the 3rd podium position. Andrews there in 4th with the fastest lap. I think likely near there at the end when he had pitted for softs to catch up to Maldonado, who is in 5th. Ray is in 6th, so a good amount of points for VW IBM Racing as they're working on catching or getting as many points in the championship as they can. Venegas is 7th, Tapalo 8th. Popcat does come back to get a few points in 9th, and Miller is in 10th. Utah 11th, Dadley and Albano for Hendrick Motorsports are 12th and 13th. Wong 14th, Gordon Jr. is 15th. Steve for Ferrari not too great after his penalty is in 16th. Then we have Dakari 17th, Seil 18th, Toth 19th, and Bergen is in 20th yet again.
That was a good race here leading up to Formula One, and in saying that, I'm going to get that field ready. I'm going to get everything set here, and we should be ready to go here in a couple minutes.
Yeah, so looking at the Formula One championships, it is a Ferrari with the AA Ron Jack Hennessy Drivers Championship. followed by his teammates Bobby Brooks, and then Michael Selleck for McLaren is in third. Furious Chicken is fourth, and Paul Hood is in fifth. Our Constructors' Championship is similar, in which Ferrari is way out in front with 2. As the Ferraris in the Drivers' Championship. Let me find. How are we looking for focus? There's a focus track, right?
Yes. Yep. It is.
So yeah, it looks like both Brooks and Selleck should be able to get or fight for some points here. Unless a miracle happens, I don't believe I'm going to be scoring too many points. But we should be in for a good race. And actually, Chicken there in fourth has a good chance to fight for some solid points in the championship. He's currently at 90, so not too far off, but that's one of the highest focus ratings in Formula One.
All right, so we are all set on this end. Everything's reset and ready to go. Just a reminder, Formula One does 2 qualifying laps, not just 1, and the timing starts when they cross the line.
Yes, looks like Chicken will be leading them across the line. And the first lap is underway. Selleck now with a huge lead. So using some boost early in the lap. We'll see who decides to use it here at the end or save it for the second lap. Chicken there catching up to him. And Selleck will have provisional pole here going into lap 2. Getting a little squirrely there in the S's from him. Coming in the last corner at the end. Destruc here will come out and take the pole position, saving his boost there. Yeah, the great lap from him, only 3/100ths of a second faster than Selleck, who's in second. And then we have Chicken in third, who actually set an equal time to Devil in fourth, but likely set it faster on the first lap. And then Jobin in fifth, a good qualifying for Alpiner there in fourth and fifth. Brooks is in sixth, Raikkonen in seventh, Pierre Hood is in eighth, Urquhart ninth, and Hennessy is in 10th. Shettle is in 11th. The 2 Maladra racing cars, De La Torre and Carvalho, are in 12th and 13th, followed by Ree, Lewis, and Bobby. In 17th, we have Strategy. 18th is Carpentier. 9th is Bass. And 20th is Paul Hood.
All right, so seeing as it's a prediction race, who do you have here as maybe a favorite and a surprise winner, a dark horse in this race?
Okay, I think if I were to put money on it, I would put money on Chicken right now. Only they're in third, but I think he'll have a good race. And dark horse. Let's see. Actually, someone I don't see up here who I thought would have done better, I think we'll come back if you go back down to the bottom 10. Is De La Torre there at 12th? I think will climb the ladder quite a bit.
Absolutely, yeah. I would say that. Yeah, I would say my favorite would probably be Selleck there, sitting on the front row. But I think my dark horse is going to be Job in this race. Man, Alpiners have just been doing much better as of late, and
yeah, they've had a great second half to the
they
season.
really have, yeah. And they've sort of it felt like at one point it sort of just came out of nowhere, as they started to qualify there in the top 10, and so it's nice to see that. But I think it's going to be an awesome race. So let's get started.
A lot of variety here in our tire choices. Looks like Selleck is going to take the lead here. The Chicken goes on the inside of both of them. Looks like Chicken will lead them across the line during the second lap. Brooks now up to 4th, and Devil now fighting for the top 3. Selleck with a big push there, trying to get the gap off Chicken. And Brooks now fighting Chicken for second, helping out Selleck there to get that gap.
So far, a great early race there from Brooks, I think. You know, his ability to work around the field there. Yes, taking on some damage and obviously coming from where he had to, but definitely making his way around. If he can create some space there and hold off getting any further damage, he should be good right now, because those softs are going to start wearing off on these other drivers.
Yeah, but Selleck's not giving it to him.
Nope.
Looks like we do have the two Alpiners in 3rd and 4th currently, as Chicken and Destruc are falling back. Jobin on those hard tires in 4th, now in 3rd, those are doing well for him. As it looks like Brooks has taken quite a bit of damage from them, is going to be the first one to pit. The Alpines are fighting amongst themselves as Selleck is running away from them. It looks like Brooks' pit has dropped him all the way back down to 11th. We'll see if he can work his way back up, as De La Torre is our next one up in the front to pit. Couple of more people enter the pits.
Yep, it looks like Carvalho and Destruc there.
Yep, and Brooks has worked his way back. He's now in 6th, not too far off this front pack. So who knows? Maybe that early pit could end up helping him out here. As we do see Selleck enter the pits, we'll see where he comes out in relations to Brooks. As Brooks does go by here, but is having trouble getting past Selleck's teammate Raikkonen.
I think Selleck's push there may have definitely sent Raikkonen to the pits. I know he hadn't gone yet. He needed to change those softs up, but he is now all over the place.
Yeah, so it won't hurt his race too much, but Devil into the pits as well. So Jobin is currently our leader on those hards. We'll see how much longer he stays out on those. Chicken on the medium staying out as well. As Brooks and Selleck both on those fresher mediums catch up to Chicken. Likely I'd see Chicken come in this lap or next.
Yeah, I would agree with you there. I think this time around Chicken's probably going to stop for some tires.
Selleck there with a good move to get past both of them, but Brooks is fighting him back on the straight. Has the inside here, but is still on that back panel of Selleck. So I think Selleck will edge him out going into that last corner, yeah.
Yeah, it really is setting up for that last corner of being on the inside.
Jobin here fighting with some back markers as Brooks and Selleck catch up to him. We'll see how long he stays out on those hard tires as these two other front runners have caught up to him and essentially gained their pit stop back already. As he enters the pit now. So yeah, currently we have Selleck followed by Brooks, followed by Devil, I believe, followed by Carvalho, and then Jobin, who came out in 5th after his pit stop there.
Look back here at this little pack. Oh.
Yeah, the
just as we say that.
For, I believe, his 2nd pit stop, so likely for some damage there. Goes back onto the softs again. Devil pitting onto the softs, trying to now catch up to Brooks and Selleck on the mediums. I wonder let's see how much life Devil has in those softs. Still a decent amount, but I don't think enough to make up the difference of the life of those mediums. Though Brooks did have to pit early, so his mediums might be worth quite a bit as well. Yeah, it looks like I would expect Brooks to come in the next lap or 2 or 3. Chicken here has caught back up to Devil. Chicken on those hard tires. Selleck and Brooks are maintaining that second and a half gap these past couple laps. Really be interesting to see when Brooks comes in. It's going to be now. We'll see what tire he goes on to halfway in this race. Looks like it will be the softs. And then he comes out in 6th, right behind De La Torre. Devil comes into the pits. Selleck's tires are looking a little worn now. As you can see when he...
Yep. They're definitely getting eaten into as well here as Chicken's continuing to try and track
he's not coming in this lap. We'll see where he comes out in relations to Brooks. There's about a 1.5 second gap before Brooks pit on those new softs.
I mean,
I think this undercut is going to work out for Brooks. We'll see if Selleck can come back at him with the fresher tires.
Ideally, any medium tossed on for Selleck this lap, it should be his last pit.
does elect for those medium tires. So Brooks likely having to pit again. Definitely going to have to pit again towards the end of the race. And we'll see if Selleck does go for the 1 stop as well. Or the 0 stops left. Be a 2 stop total, I believe, for him. But Chicken out there controlling this race on those hards.
Yeah, and still has some life in those too.
So he might be able to go to a set of softs left with one more pit. As he tries to lap his teammate there, his teammate not letting him by.
And he's just gonna say, get out of the way.
Selleck now having caught up to Brooks. Chicken is into the pits. We'll see if he goes for the mediums or he does. We'll go for the mediums. So definitely going to the end on those. A little safer than trying to go for the softs all the way to the end. Looks like Selleck has gone past to Brooks. So we'll see how much life Brooks' softs have in him and if he can strap on a new set and catch back up to Selleck for the win. Jobin there with a strong 3rd place currently. As we see Brooks come into the pits now. I believe he'll drop to 5th. He does, and now we have, I believe, just a race to the finish, with none of the front drivers likely pitting again.
Yeah, Brooks's key here is going to be able to gain as much ground right now with those fresh softs as possible, and hopefully matching up to the wear and tear by the time they get to the end of the race and just maintain. So out of these drivers, Chicken's going to have the best tires right now. Selleck probably the worst. Yeah, just a tad bit worse there than Jobin's tires, with Devil and Brooks, trailing there behind.
Yeah, Brooks is having a hard time getting past Devil and his lapped teammate Hennessy, which is really holding him back on those fresh tires. Devil is into the pits, I think, for damage. Yeah, I definitely think Brooks lost a lot of time on his fresh tires trying to get past Devil there. And Chicken has passed Selleck for first for now. They're trading back and forth that first place, bumping into each other quite a bit. I don't think they'll damage each other enough to get clear to pit, but the car performance could start being an effect if they keep hitting each other there. As Brooks does get past the lapped car and now has Jobin in his sights.
The problem Jobin's going to have here at the end of the race, his tires are just reaching their life here.
And Brooks will get past him for third currently, but his softs are wearing down. We'll see if he'll be able to catch Selleck or Chicken for either of the other podium spots, as they are currently navigating their own lap traffic. Brooks is nearly on the tail of Selleck here, going into this this final lap.
It was actually that DRS of Selleck that sort of did him well, shooting himself too far deep into the turn one.
Yep. I think Chicken is just out of reach of Brooks in those soft tires, and we'll hold on to this one for the win. Brooks will get second, Selleck third, Devil fourth, Jobin fifth. So yeah, great result for Alpiner there. So yeah, another weird win here for Chicken, who hasn't tasted the podium since our second race in Italy, where he won. He gets back onto the podium and back onto the top step, followed by Brooks. No stranger to the podium, but actually his second place of the season. And Selleck getting third with the fastest lap. Will definitely move around. Actually, I don't know how many positions will move around there at the top. I think Brooks will definitely take over the lead of the championship, as Hennessy didn't score any points. But we'll see if Selleck and Chicken swap places there. I don't think they're currently 10 points off each other. I don't think they're quite. I believe Chicken will get 25 and Selleck is going to get 19.
Selleck will get 16.
You're right, 16.
Yep, so Selleck will have it by 1 point.
Selleck retained third, but again, the championship is going to close real tight. And then we have Devil in fourth, Jopin in fifth. Good results for Alpiner. De La Torre in sixth, coming up from 12th. So great race by him. Raikkonen in 7th, Destruc in 8th, Carvalho in 9th, and Lewis in 10th, rounding up our points positions. We have Burkhardt in 11th, Schettel in 12th, Bass in 13th, Pierre Hood in 14th, I believe dropping out of the points. I think he started in the top 10. Ree in 15th. Before this race, our driver's leader, Hennessy, is in 16th, will likely fall to 2nd. Carpentier in 17th, Paul Hood in 18th, Bobby 19th, and Ferrari strategy, not for driving for Ferrari, in 20th.
I always like that clarification. So it was a good night in racing once again here at the US. We will be working on getting the points done here as we prepare for the last week of the season. And it's gonna be exciting to see how everything essentially falls out, with some of these teams trying to make a charge in those constructors, some drivers trying to get up in that top 10 to finish for the season. So it's gonna be awesome to see for this last week.
Yeah, I think we're definitely gonna have a At least drivers' championship here in Formula One. I don't think unless McLaren or Maple Street pull out some insane last races, I don't think either is going to catch Ferrari in the constructors.
Yeah.
But the reverse in F2, in which I think drivers are going to have to struggle catching bingo in the drivers' championship, but the constructors' championship is anyone's game.
It really is, and that's going to be exciting to watch next week. As we finish up the schedule for the inaugural season of SCOR Racing F1. So, in wrapping up for the night, thank you everybody for stopping by and watching. Thank you, Red Cape here, for joining me on the broadcast tonight. Always a big help. But in saying that, we wish everybody a good weekend and have a good rest of your night.